It is week 10 of PFR. Tonight, the postseason begins tomorrow night in Northwest Indiana.
Everybody is 0-0 at this particular point. Everybody has a chance to sort of win.
Yeah, sort of win. Everyone has a chance to win.
To win.
Sudden death begins tomorrow. We'll be back with PFR right after this.
For more information on everything Prep football, visit us on Facebook or on Twitter at PFR Sports.
Pinnacle Hospital is a collaboration between physicians and medical practitioners providing care in a private, personal setting. Pinnacle Hospital offers both inpatient and outpatient care, including laboratory and imaging services. Pinnacle Hospital in Crown Point. Prep Football Report is made possible in part through the generous support of Scapel Auto Group, presenting the 2015 GMC Sierra with powertrain and chassis features for all vehicle needs. Experience the Scapel difference, located on Route 30 or at scapel.com.
Programming on Lakeshore Public Television is underwritten by NIPSCO. NIPSCO, helping to save energy and money with programs and ideas for your home, including the Appliance Recycling Program. That old freezer and refrigerator may be costing you more in energy than it's worth. It's possible to save up to $100 a year in your energy bill, and we'll pay you to pick it up. Find out more at nipsco.com/saveenergy.
Week 10 of PFR on Lakeshore Public Television. We get it rolling as we always do, Wayne, with the team of the week on PFR. All righty. North Newton, the Spartans, 48 points against Hanover last week in the 48-35 win. Tyler Richardson with 5 TDs, and North Newton's had some impressive games this year.
They really have. And, Tyler certainly did an outstanding job for them. You got to hand it to North Newton. A nice game against Hanover Central. There were a number of candidates, though, I thought. Hobart playing against Highland. I thought Chesterton's victory over Maryville. All good games for those, but I like Newton in their victory over Hanover Central.
Time for the only poll that matters, the only poll that's had Andrean #1 for the last 2 seasons. Time for the PFR Top 10. Wayne, we start on the number 10 spot, and the Bearcats have moved into the big boy poll with Whiting. And you have Winamax still in the little 5. But,
yes. Wheeler has just been impressive. They really have. And Whiting undefeated. You know there's going to be a collision here eventually with Whiting and Winamac. Munster, Lowell beat Munster, so really Lowell should be ahead of Munster. And then you've got your 8-1 teams, Joe. New Prairie, Morton, Crown Point, Lake Central.
Somebody told me that Crown Point could be the worst 8-1 team around, but I just don't buy it. I mean, you're 8-1. Yeah, you're 8-1 because you deserve to be 8-1, right? There's no fluke to being 8-1.
No, when you look at the final score on the scoreboard, you have won the game.
Who is downgrading the Bulldog? I'm not. You won't see me picking against the Bulldog tonight. I'll give you a little tease right there.
Rensselaer, what an outstanding season they're having, 9-0. And then the number 1 team, like you said, Joe, all year long for the last 2 years.
Right. Where this is the only poll that really that matters. That has kept that. And so definitely. All right, Wayne, time to talk about some players of the week on PFR. You'll see him coming up shortly as we feature the Bomber offense and ball club tonight on PFR. Rylan Arhood getting it done last week against Benton.
245 yards, 4 TDs. This young man has had an outstanding season. He's not a huge kid. He's about 5'8". We'll talk about him. Charles Salary just missed, okay, by a few yards, breaking the school record for total yards in a season. He had 3 TDs versus Portage. And then
Not even a lockdown at LaPorte High School early this week is going to stop Charles' salary.
That's right.
He'll be ready for City next Friday night. And our guy Ethan Darter of LC, who's coming on.
he's really playing much, much better. 204 yards passing and 3 TDs versus Valpo.
Defensive players of the week. Maybe could have been an unknown
That's
as well.
right. That's right. Many of these guys. Patrick Messer from Crown Point, 2 interceptions versus Michigan City.
We saw D'Angelo Collins last Friday night take the pick 65 yards for the touchdown.
And I think Munster's defense is back. They shut out KV. What a great effort last
They
week.
released we're back last Friday.
Yes,
And I predict they'll have no problem tomorrow night because I think they're off.
there are. They have a bye. That's not a check mark.
Yeah, that's right. Special teams players of the week.
Oh, Jamie Johnson, he had a beautiful 83-yard punt return. The ball was bobbled. Everybody was confused, and he just took off. And
Miguel Rodriguez.
Right. Rodriguez from Calumet, 80-yard kickoff return.
Jeff Proctor has just been the man all season
He
long.
really has. What an outstanding back. 72 or 78-yard kickoff return. And then Matt Playson from Highland had 2 field goals.
Yeah, big week for Matt. Congratulations. Now the most coveted award, the unknown football player of the week. They are now famous. Tyler Richardson, never heard of him. That's why he's unknown, but he had 5 TDs.
Well, begrudgingly, I got to give credit there to our buddy Kevin Driscoll for pointing out the fact that this young man has been playing very well for North Newton.
I've got a note coming up on Kevin Driscoll tonight.
Oh, good.
That's called the tease, so
Oh,
stay
yeah?
tuned
All
for
right.
that.
Edward Young from Hammond had 135 yards and 2 TDs versus Clark. And then Kyle Green
Kyle
from
Green,
Portage.
never heard of him either, but he had a pick for
Pick
a TD.
6.
Now he's famous because he was the unknown player of the week on PFR. Congratulations to him. Time now for the Little 5 on PFR. Winnemac still trying to get into the big boy poll. They're 9-0. Calumet 7-2. West Central 6-3. The Station 4-5. And Boone Grove 5-4. There is our Little 5. One of the reasons you tune in, maybe the most important reason.
Oh, yeah, I would think
How
so.
have you reached the pinnacle of high school football, Lee?
Is by getting on the rewind.
Is by getting on the rewind. Time for PFR Rewind on the Prep Football Report. right, how do you get a hold of us here at the Prep Football Report? You can get on our Facebook page. You can tweet us. You can send us an email, facebook.com/Lakeshore Prep Sports. Our Twitter handle @PFR Sports, or our Lake Central sophomore reporter @Caleb Beasley 24. Or you can email us, sports@lakeshorepublicmedia.org. Let's go to the email. Wayne, we've got one this week. Somebody sending a shout out. Thanks to Wayne and Joe. Of course, that's an easy way to get your email on. Good luck to the region teams this week. How about that Andrean offensive line? How about that Andrean offensive line?
Have they been outstanding this year.
How about them Cowboys, too? Yeah. If we're going to say how about. Great job all year. How about an unsung hero for Niners senior lineman John Doherty? You got to get those offensive linemen some time. Anytime.
There's no doubt about it.
You get a chance. Definitely. We'll take your PFR Underground information there. One PFR Underground that I want to report tonight, Wayne, and I'm not buying it, but this is what the Underground is reporting. The PFR Underground is reporting that the IHSAA took into account how Lakeshore game night sounds without Kevin Driscoll, and that's why they denied Hanover Central's request to play in the sectional.
Wow, that's big news.
So our own Kevin Driscoll, I believe, is coming back to Lakeshore game night.
Really?
Friday night right here.
Fantastic.
89.1.
Fantastic for us.
I'm just reporting what the Underground reports. We have history last Thursday on the Prep Football Report, Wayne. The most views of any package ever on the PFR in 1 week. The whole city community of Whiting, over 1,000 views on YouTube of the Whiting story. That's what you're up against, Rensselaer. It's time to talk some Bomber football on PFR.
Ryland's a very good football player. 5'8", 165 pounds. He utilizes, everything that he has, his physical ability and his mental ability. He works hard in off season. Lives in the weight room, does speed, agility drills all the time, and really has made himself into an outstanding football player for us. Along with the physical attributes, from the weight room and the speed, he's a tough, hard-nosed kid. Doesn't go down on the first hit. Extremely hard to bring down. Stays low to the ground and really churns out yards for us.
Our whole line, we're not the biggest in the world, but we're quick and we explode into the hole. Just try and hit the hole hard and try and make one cut and go. What we say is you got to break at least one tackle every run.
He's an outstanding leader on and off the field. When he's running hard, the rest of the team plays that way too. Last year, we felt like we had the kids to advance to the state championship, but we didn't have the experience. Now we have the experience and the skill players. We put an offense in to try to utilize our speed and our skill players. We have a lot of kids that we think are big-time playmakers in the passing game and the running game.
I think we have weapons all over the field. I feel like anyone that touches the ball can go the distance. Everyone's worked hard to get there.
We have 8 kids with over 200 yards rushing.
All of us have worked hard, and I just trust them all. When you can trust each other to do everyone's job, I think that works a lot better.
It's been our goal from day one to get to the state championship. We started playing football in Rensselaer in 1898. We've never played for a state championship. We hope this is the year.
All righty. Some great Rensselaer football, some great stats. What a year they've had, Wayne.
Coach Meese had talked about in that particular segment there that, this year they have some quick offensive linemen, and they've got some quick offensive halfbacks and quarterback and things. And he just felt that, last year they might have had a shot at going downstate and playing in the Dome. But this year, he thought with their experience and their quickness, especially on offensive line, they could really be down there. That's right, do some damage.
Big few weeks coming up for Rensselaer. Yes. All righty, time for Wayne's World on PFR. starting to
look
get
at that.
difficult. Things starting to get difficult now in the postseason.
The end of the regular season is still at 80%.
But now we start playing for trophies. Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
Now
Everybody's 0-0. Is that what
Now
you're
we
saying?
start picking for trophies. This is when it counts. Time for Wayne's World. The games will get harder, Wayne. You like LC, though.
I like LC and Penn, two outstanding teams, and I think that, Lake Central's playing so well, and Penn obviously is one of the top three in the state.
You like Mishawaka.
I do. I like Mishawaka and Lowell, and I think those two, Southman Adams is okay, but I think
Yeah.
Mishawaka is going to get that one.
You like the side. You like Morton.
I do. Morton is playing very well. I think that this West Side, East Chicago, could be a little bit of a
It could
toss-up.
be interesting, yeah, definitely. We'll see. East Chicago has had so many problems this year with turnovers and continuity, it seems like, with a new coach. We'll see. That's kind of an even game, but
Yeah.
we'll see. You like KV?
I do. I like KV. Riley's struggling, and I think KV's going to get back on the winning track this week. And I like New Prairie. Clay is also not a very talented team.
Plymouth's had a strong season. You like
Wow.
Plymouth and South Bend St. Joe's.
Plymouth is 8-0, and I like St. Joe over Hobart.
I love the Bricks, but they've been inconsistent
Yes.
like many of our teams locally.
Calumet over Roosevelt. What a season. 7-2 on the season for Ivan Zimmer's team. And I like Glenn over Marion, although this is going to be a tough one because Glenn has a good record. They're
Yeah,
5-3.
they do.
Or what is it, 6-2, I think, or 7-2.
They've played good competition, too.
And Andrean over Hammond.
Andrean over Hammond. Okay, sectional 33, class 2A.
Boy,
Things
this-
getting a little difficult
Yeah,
here.
now this one's a tough one because North Newton certainly played very, very well the last couple of weeks. But Boone's good, and this could be a real toss-up game.
I'm interested to see how close the Wheeler-North Judson game is.
Yeah, I am too. North Judson's put up some points. They put up 32 last week, and the week before they put up 54. So, I mean, they can score. They're playing much better.
You could argue that Judson plays a tougher schedule than Wheeler
That's true.
does, and we'll see if that comes into effect on Friday night. You like River over Bowman.
Two teams that are winless this year, but yet one of them is going to go away with a very
yeah,
big
right.
win. And certainly Rensselaer, what an outstanding job they've done down there.
The Bombers against Knoll. Class 1A sectional 41.
I think South Central is going to get this one. Triton is an average team, and I think South Central may, get the upper hand here. I like Lake Station over LaVille, although LaVille is a good team. They're 5-3 on the season, and they play good competition. And I like Whiting over
Of course,
Culver.
Whiting over Culver. All right, time for some hot picks on PFR. Highland and Hammond Clark, our first hot pick.
We talked about Clark all season long, and they're coming along. They're playing better. They lost a very close one against Hammond last week. Highland has been up and down. They have really
They're up
outstanding.
right now, though.
Right. They have potential, and I think that Highland is going to outscore Clark in this one.
All right, Maryville and Crown Point. I will tell you, Scott Angel, there's absolutely no way the Bulldogs are going to get the red check mark opposite them tonight. Crown Point 3-0, I think, with against the check mark this year. Maryville, I believe, is 0-2 with the check mark.
Yeah. Well, Maryville has to find an offense. The last 2 weeks, they've scored one touchdown. And,
Very inconsistent.
Yes, yeah. And if DJ Wilkins, they're a dangerous team. If DJ is playing very, very well, if J.R. Robinson right here is playing very well, you've got Ramon Atkins is an excellent receiver, Grayson there. They've got names. They've got kids that can play. So Crown Point cannot overlook Maryville and say, oh, they haven't scored in 2 games but 1 touchdown. Crown Point has a good defense. Ikiwa and Grady and Crawl, they're all good players, but they can't overlook Maryville.
Crown Point has found ways to win close games all season long. Maryville has not.
Yeah, and that's the key. That's the key to Crown Point. They know how to win close games.
All right, the Winnemac Warriors taking on West Central.
Winnemac, at the beginning of the season, I would say this was an outstanding game. Boy, this is a great game. But Winamac really has been very consistent, played very well. They're 9-0. West Central's had some injuries, some players out with maybe sickness, and they have just they've lost their mojo, and they lost 53-22.
They lost more than their mojo. Yeah, they lost 53-22 to Winamac earlier this year. All right, time for the check mark on PFR. It is the most highly rated segment of this program.
Yes, it is. Well, we got LaVille, which is a good pick. I mean, Lake Station is good. LaVille.
I love my Eagles, but I got to go for LaVille and Boone Grove.
Boone Grove over North Newton.
Wayne, I don't know if I mentioned this last Friday night, but the check mark was 3-0.
3-0
last Friday night.
That's right. Let's see. What is it? Let's see. The year to date is 93. That's 43%.
43%. Okay. I think for the check mark's got to be over 50.
Okay,
because
that's true.
The amount of bad picks you make.
Yeah, and let's see the Hall of Shame for the check mark.
Okay, and to no surprise,
just the team of the.
To no surprise, there was no 3-0 PF red check mark graphic there. I'm still waiting for it. Is it coming? Okay, now we're Joe's team of the year so far.
Struggle.
It's definitely struggled.
But so did mine. You know, mine was Hobart, and they're 3-6, and they've been, very, very up and down.
Shame on us, Wayne.
Yes, I know.
But remember, Andrean's been #1 in this poll.
Let's see the check mark. How's it gone this season?
Oh, there it is. Okay, 3-0 in Week 9. So let's look at Week 9 as I get ready for the postseason. 3-0 in Week 9. I'm hot right now, Wayne.
Yeah,
I'm getting hot at the right time. We want to thank Andy Schultz for our statistical information.
Yes, he's done an outstanding
Shout
job.
out for you, Andy. All right, time to promote Andy and school board a little more. Tomorrow night live, Week 10 of the football season. Scores, highlights, same night coverage right here on Lakeshore Public Television, live at 10:30. And then, yes, the rumor is the IHSAA did not allow Hanover Central into the sectional after their appeal. That means Kevin Driscoll is back in the Lakeshore booth, we believe, tomorrow night.
Yes, he is. Yes, he will be here.
There's how you can contact us, Wayne. Facebook/Lakeshore Prep Sports. We want to thank the folks for posting their messages on there. At PFR Sports is our Twitter. Sports at Lakeshore Public Media. And don't forget Rensselaer, 1,000 views of the Whiting package already on our YouTube.
Whiting.
So we'll see you tomorrow night.
For more information on everything prep football, visit us on Facebook or on Twitter at PFR Sports.
Pinnacle Hospital is a collaboration between physicians and medical practitioners providing care in a private, personal setting. Pinnacle Hospital offers both inpatient and outpatient care, including laboratory and imaging services. Pinnacle Hospital in Crown Point. Prep Football Report is made possible in part through the generous support of Scapel Auto Group, presenting the 2015 GMC Sierra with powertrain and chassis features for all vehicle needs. Experience the Scapel difference. Located on Route 30 or at scapel.com.
Programming on Lakeshore Public Television is underwritten by NIPSCO. NIPSCO, helping to save energy and money with programs and ideas for your home, including the Appliance Recycling Program. That old freezer and refrigerator may be costing you more in energy than it's worth. It's possible to save up to $100 a year in your energy bill, and we'll pay you to pick it up. Find out more at nipsco.com/saveenergy.